What's going on, everybody? We're back. This is the Memory Lapse, and I, as always, am your friend Will. And we're picking up our ramp pile constructed event run here. We started off 2-1 this time, much more better than the 0-3 start in our previous attempt. Not going to say I have the highest confidence in the deck, but, you know, perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, competitive spirit, all these things matter. Once we start a run, we kind of got to finish it. For the sake of content. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, on the play. This looks really good. If we find one more land, which is often the caveat with this deck. Or we can just draw a Carnage Tyrant. If they're on red deck, though, we are going to need to draw that land to start sweeping. Oh, they're on white deck. Hey. Oh, let's just get the compass into play. All right. I'm just going to pay 2 life here. We're not under pressure. Play Thunderherd. I wonder if we need the second red source. We only have the one Star of Extinction. So just grab another white source since we have a Dawn of Hope already. Doing it this way so that next turn we can main phase Thaumatic Compass, play a land off that, and play Dawn of Hope if we want to make that our play for the turn. Essentially guarantees us 5 mana. Alright, so I'm not too worried about this one here. Let's go get another land. Dawn of Hope into play, and now we have options on their turn between activating the Compass, activating Dawn of Hope, or settling. I mean, this deck probably never loses in games where your opponent does nothing for the first 3 turns, right? And you just get to sit back and set up. So let's cross our fingers and hope for some more of those. All right. So let's just keep working the compass. We'll grab the other red source this time. And I'm just in the Clarion here. Be super safe. Make sure they don't play any big pump effects that are going to make this Clarion worthless later. Next turn, we're going to flip the compass with another land drop. Probably just going to keep ripping lands out of our deck, because we just want to draw dinosaurs at this point. Sarah Angel. Yeah, let's just go rip lands out of our deck. And when this flips, we can use it just to activate the Dawn of Hope and take 4 here. Ooh, actually, well, if they're going to do this, we might just settle them. Yeah. looking at their deck, it seems like unlikely that they're set up to reanimate this Arclight Phoenix anyway, but we'll take the precaution here. The Circuitous Route, which I think I'm honestly just going to decline to play right now. I just want to start activating this Dawn of Hope and establishing a draw engine off of it. Or all of these things are very good at blocking Dawn of Hope tokens. I think we just want to draw 2 cards here. And just find a win and get this game done with. Alright, they correctly read that we did not have a trick. We're just looking to draw 2. The old 10 mana draw 2. Now let's just get more land out of our deck here. We're not going to take a lot of damage this turn. We can prevent one with the Spires. Jeez. I mean, this is, right here is really highlighting one of the weaknesses of this deck, which is we were playing against a literal draft deck, and we cannot close the game out in a meaningful fashion against like a 1-2 because it blocks Dawn of Hope tokens. But we've also have not seen any of our win conditions. Here's one. Or another one that hopefully accelerates us towards winning. We have enough mana to make 2 tokens at the end of turn, which we probably will do. It's the 4 life gain that they represent cancels out the 4 damage we're taking here, rather than just using the Spires on the Pack Beast. These are basically free, because they're just going to flip into lands. Their cost is reduced by 1 by the Immortal Sun. We have no basic lands left to get in our deck, so no point in activating them. And also no rush to attack here. Okay. Well, I think we're going to find the win. It's just going to take a few more turns. That's what they should call this deck. Just a few more turns. Somehow slower than the Teferi deck at winning. Probably because it doesn't have Teferi in it. Looks like we can make 3 tokens here. 4, 4, 4. Yeah. As long as the auto tapper doesn't get too out of line. Awesome. They just had the Banefire. If we could have made a greedy block or like just a really simple block there and prevented this. And we're gonna lose to the draft deck because we just drew a lot of land and no tyrants. This is how we lost the other game. We just should have been playing these. We just should have been making tokens more aggressively and trying to. I don't know. This is highlighting an issue with Dawn of Hope, which is it's extremely expensive to both draw and create tokens. You have to choose between using the draw triggers or using the token creation. Just get fucking blown out. That is insane. How many times in the last week does that mark that we just lose to a Banefire, though? Main deck Banefires in best of 1. We need to keep that in mind. It's just such like an ace in the hole. They didn't play any. Oh no, they played one other red card. They played that 5 mana deal 5 to a creature. All right, we can keep. All right. At any point, we could have just like settled the wreckage, prevented that damage. It just didn't seem like it was going to matter, and I was not thinking to play around Banefire at all. Even if we had just attacked for 2 that turn before, we would have been okay. Alright, might as well get this into play. Let's get a red source. One Phoenix down. We'll play Compass here, and if they bring back Phoenix, we'll get it with Seal Away. Put it in the old catcher's mitt here. They're discarding another goblin. They're looking for land frantically. Alright. I guess the question is if they find more Phoenixes, now we're in a little bit of trouble. Cross our fingers, no Phoenix on top. Let's just deal with this one. Cool. Another Seal Away. Compass costs 3. That's right. Alright, let's get our second red source here. And line it up the same way, let them do their worst. We'll seal away something. Like if they go all in on a Drake here. Actually, let's just take this guy out of commission, because we have to Settle the Wreckage for other stuff. Alright, let's get this flipped. This is like a beating against Crackling Drakes. Alright, not interested in taking 9. Saving the Settle for a turn where they get multiple Drakes or Arclight Phoenixes coming at us. Alright, so this cancels out one Enigma Drake. Ooh. This cancels out all the Enigma Drakes. We might even get to make a Dawn of Hope token here. There's one Phoenix. If they discard a second here, like Jumpstart, Radical Idea. Oh. Go back to your spot, sir. Alright, just gonna hold here. Oh, so here, this is a turn where if they get all in on 2 more Phoenixes, we'll just take them out with Settle. Looks like they're going that route. Reasonable shot that we can just run them out of win conditions here. Alright. Yep, that's fair. Worth it to try to get 2 out of their hand, though. Now there's a shock they don't have for our Dawn of Hope token, which is going to start drawing us cards and getting us life. Let's go. Hell yes. Or keep the Arch. Wow. Lose the draft deck, beat the Pro Tour deck. Alright. Let's see if we can break even. Breaking even or not, I would not recommend this deck, probably. I think this deck is fun if you like slow decks that have to work to win. And this is definitely an attrition deck. Run your opponent out of options. Sweep the board, Ixalan's Binding. And then just once they kind of have nothing left, you take over the game. If you like that, then play this, but don't expect to profit with it, I don't think. This hand is actually pretty good against mono blue, as long as they don't have all the interaction. If they just go in on this guy, we'll go for the seal away. Yeah. If they have the counter here, we'll just Clarion. Yeah, this is fine. I think we're pretty likely to win as long as we don't give them a lot of cards. This is how we prevent that from happening. So this was actually a 2 for 3. Well, but then they got one, so it was a 2 for 2. Guess we're not under a lot of pressure here. I would love to save this Ixalan's Binding for a Jin. As long as they're not drawing cards, I'm okay taking 2. If they have another Obsession, we're going to use the Seal Away. Or maybe we should just try to use the Seal Away anyways to bait. We need to get rid of the Storm Tamer. To open up the Ixalan's Binding. Yep. Alright, so let's see no dive down. They're not going to have counter unless I pay 1. There we go. Now all we have to do is worry about these little dorks. Which we can raise with Dawn of Hope. It's ours, gain a life. It's actually probably worth to settle this. Or at least try to. Switch to Tort. Oh, now we're in a little bit of trouble because they have a draw engine. Alright, well we just want to make a token then. I'm pretty sure there are Carnage Tyrants in this deck. We haven't seen one in quite a few games. I would love to see one. Just like close out a game in 2 turns, 3 turns. I'm gonna flash in a Merfolk Trickster here. There's one. There's our boy. So I think we'll hold and make another token here. I feel like the advantage bar swings way in our favor now that we have this, because we can actually present a reasonable clock against their draw. And since they don't have Tempest Djinns available, we're not in that bad a spot. Oh shoot. Skipped. I skipped through and didn't make a token. So bad. Alright. I want to skip my chance to play Carnage Tyrant. I mean, honestly, missing that token cost us, because now we're behind on life gain. Hmm. Two, three, four. I guess we won't draw. We just want to make 2 tokens. Seems unlikely that they're going to make another 3 points of power that can attack us. We have to worry about cards like Sleep. Yeah, so they're holding back. They must be on a pretty meh hand. They have more lands in play than we do. Alright, this time we don't miss the triggers, or the opportunity to make some tokens. Gaining this life is super important. So then flash this in to take it off, remove the lifelink from a creature. Smart. Damage. Two, 4, 5, 6. So we're still okay. As long as they don't have Sleep. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, Sleep would tap down the whole team. If they sleep us, we're done. But we have the Carnage Tyrant to block 2, and then they don't have enough to block us back because of all the trample here. Alright. I think it's still not enough. I guess they can draw and try to find Sleep here, right, and win next turn. Looks like they missed. That was another close one. Hey. We cast another red spell, though. Alright, so we officially broke even. Every game a struggle. Ooh, we actually have turn 2 migration here. This is the dream. We have turn 2 migration into turn 3 Circuitous Route. Assuming our opponent just is on absolute nothing. This power combo here. If this is on the play, like GG. Oh, but of course we're on the draw. Let's hope for this is a blue-red deck and not mono-red. Oh. Oh, it's goblins. Yeah, we actually need the green with this hand. Legion War Boss. That's an Ixalan's Binding candidate. I don't think we want to see that in multiples. Yeah, I think we are going to want to find Deafening Clarion fairly soon. Ixalan's Binding. Well, do we Binding the Instigator, or do we Binding the Radiant Destiny? Binding this saves us 2 damage, binding this saves us 3, plus if they have more destinies in hand. Oh, I think we still made the right choice. Okay, so if we play the Tyrant, we take 4. If they have 4 points of damage to us, we're wrecked. If they don't, we just get to Clarion, wipe their board, and gain 7. This is one of those decisions where it's like, how many more ways can they have? I think the Goblin Warlord, yeah, I think we just have to wipe their board. I think if we don't, we're in trouble. Yeah, like we would have just been dead to this card. So there we go. I didn't even know this card existed. Oh, target creature doesn't go to player, so maybe we wouldn't have been dead to this card, but okay. Holding down the fort. Yeah, let's just rip them all out here. If I was going to play the root, I probably should have kept this up to prevent 4 damage here that we're going to take. Siege Gang Commander coming. Looks like. Oh. Nope, we're just dead to... Yeah. Cancel. This is so annoying. Red, white, okay. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Now we're in business. Let's turn the corner Dawn of Hope style. All right, hold on. Gonna mute this while the police car comes by. All right. Conclave Tribunal. Targeting what, I wonder? Our Dawn of Hope? Dawn of Hope is like the card they really can't beat here. But maybe they think they can get the War Boss back. Don't think we have any basics left in our deck. We can't really attack, unfortunately. We're drawing still 3 cards, right? Because we have our draw for turn plus double Arch activation. Conclave Tribunal. Yep. Looks like they're probably going to get back their... Oh, they want their War Boss, huh? Alright, so we're going to draw here and see what's on top, and then we'll decide if we're like going to quad block this up just to gain the life. Alright, so we can gain 5 life this way, which is nice. Gives us a lot of cushion. And the Settle puts us in a nice spot too. Save that. I think we're okay from this point on. Another Legion War Boss. Another Legion War Boss. Alright, so we might be Star of Extinctioning this board. Draw. More land. Just get another life here. 1, 2, 3. Chain Whirler's fine. There we go. All right, now let's close this game out. Yep. Not bad, not bad. Well, we have to keep going. I mean, we're at 2 losses. I'm not going to cut this video here. We're going to finish it. We're going to finish it, and then we're going to watch some Pro Tour coverage. And make pancakes. Alright. Let's go. We got the seal away. We got the ramp. We got the enormous trucks rolling by. One time. Carnage Tyrant. Let's see it. Oh, this is okay. Drawing 3rd land is good. Just gonna save ourselves some life here. This next turn we're gonna play this Thunderherd Migration. So we undo that hit. Play our compass. The compass is kind of nice because when you hold up land on their turn, it doesn't scream like Settle the Wreckage, right? It just says like, oh, he wants to go get his land. He just wants to be a proper land boy. Or we could just be dead here to Frenzy. Really? I'm thinking they're not playing around Settle as much as they're thinking they just want to off a token with this Firebrand. I mean, you gotta figure. Well, no, I guess yeah, we could have just made a token in response. And, hmm. Wow. I mean, this is not an unusual way to lose against red deck. Okay, we sell this. which resets the top of their deck for them. And they're just 1/3 damage spell away from killing us. Which looks like they probably have in their hand if they're breaking their frenzy. I have to guess. Okay. Now they just need a 2 damage spell or a 1 damage spell. Wizard's Lightning. They got us. Yeah, our hand was just too clunky. Way too clunky. And we got super unlucky that they hit these Fanatical Firebrands that just like were damaging the bank, that they weren't running into the Settle. It actually interacted negatively with the Dawn of Hope because they wanted to kill our tokens, which we never ended up making. And they just ended up banking that damage on the side. Well, there we go. 5-3. From 0-3 to 5-3. Yeah, I would put the expectation for this deck at something around 2 wins. Like 2-3 on average, it feels like. Maybe you can pursue making some changes to it and cut some of the ramp. Like, maybe it doesn't need all 4 compasses, though they are actually good in multiples once you can flip them. Maybe you cut the Circuitous Route. It seems like you only ever want to cast 1, and after that you're more or less out of basics anyways. And add some more win conditions. Maybe put some Lyras in here. I think for best of 1, Lyra would be awesome. You're already pretty good, I think, against the slow decks. Like green, the mid-range decks like green-black. So even though the Lyra turns on their Chupacabra, it seems like it would be really good against all the red decks. Like, if you can just ramp into that on turn 4, you'll probably win a lot of games that way. So maybe that's something to try for the future. Let's make that change right now. Let's cut 1 root. One compass. And those settles are actually not that good against red deck. Just cut 1 settle. And put 3 Lyras in here. Call that the deck. So there we go, ramp pile. I'm glad we got some wins with it. I know those games were long and grindy, but I know some people also enjoy those long and grindy ones, and we got a nice long video out of it, almost 50 minutes. So thanks everyone who made it to the end. We'll be back with a new deck soon. Stay tuned for that. And of course, if you are liking the content, remember to subscribe and leave a comment. And yeah, the next video will be posted shortly.